Save.
This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends. What's going on? Today is Monday. It is March 6th. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man. We're in the 7 Mile Casino studios, 7milecasino.com. Hey, quick note on 7 Mile Casino. San Diego Magazine, and by the way, I haven't seen San Diego Magazine in a really long time, but it was certainly at one time the magazine of San Diego. I remember like working hard as my own publicist to get them to do a big piece on me and Billy Ray, which they did many years ago. I wonder if I could Google that and find it. They had something recently in their magazine, Where to Get Brunch in South County, their annual guide to morning food featuring the best places to brunch in each part of the county. And not surprisingly, Sammy's Restaurant and Bar inside 7 Mile Casino was considered the best brunch in South County. So if on the weekends, even if you're not playing blackjack, poker, table games, you're just saying, where's the best brunch here in South County? Check us out. Sammy's Restaurant and Bar inside 7 Mile Casino.
I'd like to see that menu.
Why don't you take a look at it?
Yeah.
Take a look. See what you like. Because you were telling us in the previous segment, first you went and got an Egg McMuffin early in the morning, but then you went and did a whole bunch of brunching at breweries in LA this past weekend. So, I mean, you live in North Park, which is very close to 7 Mile Casino. You should take Mar for a Saturday or Sunday morning brunch.
Yeah, for real. I'd love to see that. Love to see this menu.
All right,
like
let me
breakfast pizza. They cracking eggs on my pizza.
Is that what they have?
I don't know. I'm looking for it. I'll let you know.
All right, let me know. And by the way, keep in mind, everybody, mark your calendars now. May 4th is our first dinner show of 2023. Now, when I say dinner and show, you're probably like, what do you mean? I haven't released the details yet. All I'm telling you is May 4th is a Thursday. The next day, the Padres host the Dodgers for a 3-game weekend series at Petco. And the next day is May 5th, which is Cinco de Mayo. There's no Padre game on that Thursday, May 4th. So I think we've picked the absolute perfect date. We're working on the menu now, and we're working on the lineup for the night. I'll leave it there. I'll leave it right there. 7 Mile. What are you giving me a look for, Browner? What is the look?
I didn't look. I didn't say anything. I just
But as we always say, you got no poker face. You're just sitting there shaking your head, like as if I'm saying something I shouldn't tell everybody. Is that bad?
No. When I just hear you say you working on the lineup, that's news to me.
Oh, really?
Is there additions made?
You think the lineup's already
There's like,
set?
You son of a. There better not be.
Is there additions made to this lineup that I'm unaware of? Because I was pretty sure that there were only 2.
Well, 2 what? I'm trying not to say anything. I'm trying not to say much.
2
now
chefs.
You're saying two chefs.
Yeah, there was only 2 chefs in the kitchen, dog. Now, unless you telling me the menu changing, I need to see the menu.
All I'll say to everybody is this: mark your calendar for May 4th. Details coming on how to buy your tickets and why you're going to want to be there on May 4th at 7 Mile Casino. Alex, have you looked up the menu?
Avocado toast, veggie hash, smoked brisket hash, Denver-ish scramble, steak and eggs, the breakfast Sammy. I see what you did there. Kanafi, don't know what that is. French toast, chocolate chip pancakes combo, breakfast burritos, chilaquiles, shout out, breakfast quesadilla, BLT. They have breakfast cocktails. They got a large beer menu, sparkling wine, red wine, white wine, signature cocktails. Good looking list.
All right. 7 Mile Casino and Sammy's Restaurant and Bar, top place for brunch in South County. Speaking of breakfast, I don't really eat breakfast, but my daughter, who's 16 years old, we spend a lot of time together in the morning from about 7:15 till she leaves for school, which is about 7:50 every morning. This child eats the biggest breakfast you've ever seen every single day. Today, she made chicken and waffles. She made chicken and waffle sandwiches, but she's a vegetarian.
On a Monday?
Yeah, but she's a vegetarian, my kid. She's her own veganish person, right? So I'm like, what are you making? She bought at Trader Joe's this like chickenless chicken. She put it in the oven this morning. She baked it. She took these vegan-y waffles. She made those. And the next thing I know, she's got syrup and she's got waffles with some kind of fake chicken in between, and she's dipping it in this syrup. She's like, this is the greatest thing I've ever made. Like, this child, she eats in the morning and she cooks in the morning for reals. It looks so good that I was even willing to try it, but I didn't. But I was willing to. But none was left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, let's jump in. Guys, you tell me, it's Monday afternoon. There were a lot of really big stories that happened over the weekend and even some big news happening earlier today. Should we start with the Padres and what's going on with the latest is at spring training? Should we start with San Diego State basketball, which on Saturday night won the conference championship and great celebrations, and so awesome to see the excitement around the program because I've lived that already, through different iterations and haven't been around it as much this year. Should we get to Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints? Should we get to the Rams and all the big roster moves that they're making? There's just so much news to get to. The UFC fight we started talking about in the opening segment. I'll leave it to you. Padres, Aztecs, NFL, UFC. What do you guys say?
Aztecs.
Aztecs.
Okay.
Browner.
Sorry.
Browner.
Why okay?
Well, because you're a San Diego State alum, and he's a fringe San Diego State basketball observer. Fringe at best.
It's March.
It's a polite way to put it, yes.
It's March, right?
Mm-hmm.
March Madness. You got
it ain't started yet.
You got the 20th ranked team in the country. You got the 20th ranked team in the country in San Diego.
I thought they were 18.
Well, they lost last week, so they dropped 2 spots. But you got the 20th ranked team in the country, a sole Mountain West championship, a student section that rushed the court for a reason, cutting down nets. Don't know if that happened in Boise when they rushed the court last week, but here we cut down nets while y'all be sprinting down to celebrate nothing. And now you're looking at a team that is poised to win a couple games in March. So, listen, I'm looking around, right?
Yeah.
The major sports in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
You got the NBA heading towards the postseason. I don't see no NBA team in San Diego. Mm-hmm. You got the Padres with the excitement of them, but all their players are now in the World Baseball Classic, so that's kind of cooled off, well, except one of them. And that's really it. You're looking at what everybody pays attention to in March. You got one of the best teams in the country right here in your backyard. Time to respect it. Let's talk about it first.
Let me address something real quick.
Are you going to knock San Diego State basketball right now?
Let me address something. I just want to address something to this young man about.
I'm going to save all this when he starts saying "we" in a year.
His
I'm going to save all this.
His statement earlier in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I have been on board with saying that the San Diego State men's basketball team has been the best basketball team in California for almost 2 decades now. Okay.
That's a pretty strong statement considering, look, UCLA has had their ups and downs, but right now UCLA is far and away the team. If you're going to say in the state of California, I mean, UCLA,
who's been the most consistent?
I'd say the most consistent program.
San Diego State.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So that's what I'm saying. They've been the most consistent the best. Part of the best is consistency. They've been consistently at the top for almost 20 years.
Consistently, yes.
Yes, for almost 20 years. Okay. So that would mean you've won plenty of Mountain West Conference tournaments, right? You've been the outright champion plenty of times.
I don't know.
They don't win a tournament very often.
I mean, I can remember this. The first one I think I remember was probably
how windy because them goalposts are moving.
Well, no, I'm just saying like the first one that I can remember, which was like outright regular season. I want to say we got to go back to like 2000. Alex, you would probably be able to tell me this better than me, but 2005-ish, 2006-ish. I'm just trying to remember they beat Wyoming at home. And the only reason I ever remember it is because my son, who's now 22, was probably about 5 or 6 years old and was standing there dancing on the table with the players at the time. Had those nice front row seats. But it was so early in the program's development under Coach Fisher that I'm telling you, it was definitely their first Mountain West Conference championship.
Their first Mountain West tournament or conference?
Conference. Regular season. Yeah. Probably 05, 06, somewhere in that neighborhood.
They won the tournament in 05. So
okay.
I'm looking to see if they won that.
Yeah, it might have been a regular season title in 05 also. Might have been. But so, Browner, what's your point? What are you about to say here? Because Alex said, let's start with San Diego State basketball. What's your point?
Yeah. My point is, if you're going to bomb on kids at Boise State for rushing the court, because they, what did you do? Okay, you beat a team. If you win all the time, you should expect to cut that net down. You should. The show should expect a net cutting at the end of the season. So there's no reason for you to run onto the court because you've got bigger missions. You've got higher aspirations.
But that's tradition. Yeah. It's tradition in college basketball. Hey, we won our conference. We're going to cut
the
down the nets.
Now?
The students are going to rush the floor. That's tradition. That's not – listen, the Boise State –
Brian Dutcher doing a trust fall off the ladder after cutting that net down?
That was cool. That was really cool. That was cool. Browner, you ever seen the picture in Sports Illustrated where Coach Fisher is standing on the ladder and he's cutting down the nets? And who is standing literally right by Coach Fisher? Have you ever seen this picture?
Yes, I've seen this picture before.
Grande Alejandro, right there, right by Coach Fish, cutting down those nets.
At that point in time, they were not winners. So
what are you talking about? Of course they were winners.
That would have been expected at that point. Not like they are now.
Yeah, but that's probably – Alex, what do you think that picture was 10 years ago?
No, I just want to ask. So when the Dodgers win the regular season, the NL West every single year, they got to stop celebrating? They can't pop champagne every single year?
Bruh, listen, I'm going by your standard, bro. I'm going by your standard. That's all. I'm just trying to make sure you.
I think there's real confusion here. I think there's real confusion.
Yeah. I ain't confused.
Boise State beat San Diego State, and their students rushed the floor. And my daughter, who's a student at Boise State, sent all these videos. And Alex
trashed her.
Well, he made fun of Boise State because he's like, well, what did you guys really accomplish? You didn't win the conference.
At the time, I didn't know it was their first win against a ranked team in like 8 years, 9 years.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So
they had a reason.
Well, I mean, I guess the way we all look at it is, San Diego State's a really good program. It ain't Duke. It ain't North Carolina. It's not Kansas. It's not UCLA. And yeah, they've been the best program in a really mid-major, mediocre kind of conference. And I say that, and I know people are going to kill me on social media for saying that about the Mountain West, because you're going to tell me about all the things that I don't know right now about how many teams are going to make it and blah, 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 where the Mountain West ranks against these other conferences. Guys, I'm admitting it to you. I'm not paying that close of attention. Now we get to March. Now we get to the Mountain West Conference Tournament, the Pac-12 tournament, et cetera. Yeah, now I'm perked up, like most people in America.
Literally the majority of America. Now we're paying attention to college basketball.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. So
all I'm saying is this, without trying to poop on Boise anymore and have fun at their expense. Yes, Brown, you do expect to cut nets. And guess what? I expect to cut nets again on Saturday in Las Vegas. And that's been their Achilles heel, is they don't do that often. They don't win the tournament often. They win the regular season often. And they won it last year and the year before, but they don't. But there was a big chunk of years there in the middle where they hadn't won the Mountain West tournament. But yeah, let's go for a three-peat. Let's go cut these nets down. Let's enter the tournament as a top 20 team in the country, and let's go make some noise.
And dude, you're going up to Vegas this week for the Mountain West Conference tournament, right?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Something doesn't seem right here.
No, it doesn't seem right because I never.
Here we go.
There's a story.
I have got to trash the Mountain West right now more.
All right.
How is the 1 seed of the Mountain West tournament, the 1 seed, playing at noon on a Thursday? How is the 1 seed? Can you imagine the Pac-12 putting UCLA at noon?
Show me the brackets. Show me the brackets. Let's see what's going on. Show them to us so we can all see it together.
They don't play Wednesday. Wednesday, you got to be in the bottom 8 to play. The bottom 6 to play on Wednesday. Top 5, whatever, get in. They don't play on Wednesday. Okay. San Diego State will play the winner of Colorado State versus Fresno State. They will play on Wednesday. San Diego State plays at noon on Thursday against the winner of Colorado State or Fresno State.
Okay. Can I just throw you something that maybe you hadn't considered? Maybe playing at noon on Thursday is a good thing. Maybe the conference is saying, who's our best team? San Diego State. Who's the highest ranked team? San Diego State. If we play them early on Thursday, what time, and let's presume for a moment that they win on Thursday, what time would they play on Friday?
It's a great question.
And the
Yeah,
reason I'm asking it
yeah.
is because here's what I think is happening. Give the best team that has the best opportunity to represent your conference and make noise, to your point, in the NCAA tournament. Give them as much recovery time as possible. So if they play at noon on Thursday, I don't know what time they're already, the next game would be
They will play at 5:30 on Friday.
Okay, so now they've got 24 plus hours in between games. And then what time would the championship game be on Saturday?
3 o'clock.
Okay. So listen, I know that what you're saying, I guess what you're saying is why put them on noon when, are you saying that no one's watching?
Yeah, pretty much.
Who is this? Who are they doing this for? Wait a minute. Hold on. So you got your number one team playing at noon. And let's say the number one team goes all the way through to the championship. There's no 7 o'clock starts? Who's it on TV for?
Dude, they got a game at noon, a game at 2:30, a game at 6, and a game at 8:30, all on Thursday.
You the 8:30 game if you're the number one seed.
However,
or the 6 p.m. 6 p.m.
But if you play at 6 p.m. and then the next day, what time would their game be? 3 something?
5:30.
5:30. So okay,
that game's at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
You're giving them a lot of recovery time. Is your complaint that they're not going to be on primetime television?
My complaint is that I'm driving to Vegas Thursday morning and I'm not going to be there in time by 12.
I got
so
you.
now I'm like,
drive faster.
I'm calling a freaking I'm calling an audible right now. I think I'm literally driving Wednesday night now to get there.
Why can't you leave at 4:30 in the morning like you did to go to this stupid soccer thing that you went to yesterday?
I can, but now because now the wife is coming. So now it's not just me. So now I got to get the wife. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So now yes, take me out of it. I still think it's stupid to have your one seed play at noon.
Yeah, I can't say I disagree. I mean, look, you would think you'd want to put on your best product in prime time to show it off to the country. But the fact of the matter is it's a Thursday game and not a lot of people are going to be watching Mountain West basketball on Thursday night. Now, we all will. But I think what they're trying to do, this is just a guess, is trying to give them the best chance as the one seed to make it all the way through by playing them early so they have the most recovery time. It's just a guess.
I just find it very fascinating, too, because you're looking at your 2 seed, right? They don't play at 2:30, so it's not about rest.
What time
Boise State plays at 6.
Oh.
Utah State plays at 8:30. So it just makes the Mountain West is the dumbest conference. It's a terrible conference, and I think this just goes another example of putting the one seed at noon. I could be wrong. Maybe Pac-12 is doing it too. Yeah, they're doing it too. So I'm an idiot. UCLA plays at noon on Thursday.
Do us this favor, though. Do us this favor, because we'll end this segment with, we'll just stay here on San Diego State. We'll get into the Padres and we'll get into the NFL news coming up in a second. Take us through some of the videos and some of the post game from this past Saturday night when San Diego State won this whole thing. Let everybody who's watching on YouTube, everybody who's watching on television, let everybody see what happened. Take us
Brian,
through.
that's your post game talking about winning the championship.
Nothing gets old about Gatorade, Bass. So I got 2 over the last 10 days. One at New Mexico when we got a share of the title, and tonight when we took it outright by ourselves. And it's an incredible accomplishment for this team.
All right.
Little post game celebration here. Check it out.
Okay.
Always funny to see coaches do this stuff, isn't it?
Coach walks into the locker room. He's already taken off he's wearing like an undershirt. He's got the net in his hands. He's getting Gatorade showered. The kids are on the court celebrating. Coach has the trophy. And I'll tell you what, 12,414. San Diego State basketball is still a really, really well attended and big deal here. I mean, listen, me and my friends who are all, really early in and they've got those front row seats. We've kind of gone a little bit away from San Diego State basketball for no reason other than other interests. I see David Velasquez, their assistant coach. Well, he spit. He didn't mean
Dave's
to.
intense.
Yeah. And then Coach Dutcher takes the rest of the net. So that's good video. That's good stuff to see.
This is the dopest shot, though. This is
wow.
Yeah.
What a shot. Right behind right behind the backboard in the glass. Coach Dutcher up there and the team behind him, and he trusts and loves his team, falls backward.
Yeah.
Right into the
Jordan
team.
ones, though.
Yeah. One more.
Look
at them Jordan ones he
Dude,
wearing.
did you see that?
I didn't notice.
Did you see that zip-up hoodie he was wearing? The Jordan?
Nice.
I mean, they're a Jordan school, but
yeah.
One more dig at your daughter's current university.
Oh, boy.
Shout out to them because we didn't even have to win on Saturday because they couldn't pull through and beat Utah State on Saturday. So at halftime, we already knew we were solo champs. Thank you.
Wow. How about that, Boise State? Take that.
They're my new BYU. I don't like Boise State has been a thorn on the side of the football program. They've been a thorn on the side of the basketball team because they always beat them now. Boise State has quickly become my rival. I don't know if
Gotcha.
Aztec fans feel the same way, but I do.
I think they do. All right, hey, stick around. Before we hit this break, I want to just remind everybody that our man Grande here has lost over 40 pounds with iThrive and the iThrive Lean program. You can learn all about it by going to our website, kaplanandcrew.com. Click on iThrive. You'll save $200 in the first 2 months, okay? So it's $299, then $299, then it jumps up to $499. But if you're trying to lose weight and nothing's worked and you can't change, you don't have the discipline to exercise, or you don't have a gym membership, or you don't know much about exercise, or you're not a dietitian, you don't have to change a lot of stuff. It all kind of happens for you. iThrive MD, 858-240-1497, 858-240-1497. Alex has lost now 42 pounds with iThrive. All you have to do is go to our website, kaplanandcrew.com. You can learn all about it by clicking on the iThrive logo and learning about iThrive Lean. All right, coming up, let's do some Padres spring training. And we haven't even gotten to the news of today, which is Derek Carr is signed, sealed, and delivered in New Orleans. We'll get to all
the new white queso.
Yes, we'll get to that coming right up. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios here on Kaplan and Crew.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew Tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. only on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com.
An ADU is accessory dwelling unit, and has become one of the most popular solutions to housing in the United States. We constructed this to provide housing for my mother, who is elderly.
Well, I wanted to downsize. At my age, that's what I wanted to do. Eric engaged the services of Murray Lambert, a top building company.
This is an 825 square foot structure, but it actually looks more like 1,000 because of the spatial considerations. Micah was great. He took the ball and ran with it and came up with this really great combination.
It always appealed to me, high ceilings. It gives a sense of space, of openness, and I like that. Oh, I would give this experience a 10 for sure. Plus, 10 plus.
When someone you know has COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, things can progress very quickly, making them feel hopeless. But it doesn't have to be like this.
See, Mom, this place is going to be great for you. They're going to help you breathe better.
Pulmonary rehabilitation at La Mesa Rehab focuses on patient education and training. We use special therapies to improve your lungs, clear out mucus, and keep you out of the hospital. Pulmonary rehab is Medicare approved. Call now to see if you qualify, or ask your doctor about La Mesa Rehab today.
Since 1975, San Diegans have trusted the Murray Lambert family for their home remodeling projects. We continue our commitment to deliver high-quality home remodeling and construction to our customers without an expensive showroom.
When you're adding companion units or ADUs to bring value to your home, our team has the experience to handle everything. Plus, our strong relationships with the city makes adding on easier for homeowners.
Visit murraylambert.com for your consultation.
The #1 disease in the world, according to World Health Organization, is dental disease. For 25 years, we've had one of the most leading group dental practices in the country. Imagine you're a parent, you're a mom or a dad, and you have a 2-year-old that doesn't get any cavities, and you have a 12-year-old that has a soda habit and gets a ton of cavities. Well, how do you determine what oral care products to get? It's really mind-boggling that currently there does not exist an oral care product company that specializes for kids. So we thought this is a great opportunity to get into that space and revolutionize oral care for kids. We have every single product that every parent needs for every person in that family. It's very comprehensive. The next thing is we customize your oral care products. Someone who has a lot of gum disease probably requires different sets of oral care products that someone has a very, very healthy mouth. And it's also conveniently shipped to your home every 3 to 6 months. Make sure you go to supermouth.com and check out all the educational content, and of course check out our profile builder to get the right products for every family member.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew Tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Listen to the Mike Greenberg Show, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. Greeny brings his unmatched depth of sports knowledge, fun, and entertainment back to ESPN on a daily basis. The mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com. We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew Show on the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Hey, Hoop fans, it's Victor Howell here, host of the NCAA Tournament Special, Breaking Down the Madness. Each week during the tournament, we'll assemble a panel of regional experts that follow your local team all the way to the Final Four. Highlights, predictions, interviews, and much, much more as we break down the madness right here on Your View.
Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and find your big fitness energy in a clean and spacious judgment-free zone. Deal in soon. See Home Club for details.
The number one disease in the world, according to World Health Organization, is dental disease. For 25 years, we've had one of the most leading group dental practices in the country. Imagine you're a parent, you're a mom or a dad, and you have a 2-year-old that doesn't get any cavities, and you have a 12-year-old that has a soda habit and gets a ton of cavities. Well, how do you determine what oral care products to get? It's really mind-boggling that currently there does not exist an oral care product company that specializes for kids. So we thought this is a great opportunity to get into that space and revolutionize oral care for kids. We have every single product that every parent needs for every person in that family. It's very comprehensive. The next thing is we customize your oral care products. Someone who has a lot of gum disease probably requires different sets of oral care products that someone has a very, very healthy mouth. And it's also conveniently shipped to your home every 3 to 6 months. Make sure you go to supermouth.com and check out all the educational content, and of course check out our profile builder to get the right products for every family member.
We're adopting dogs from local shelters, training them for post 9/11 combat veterans, and we're able to donate these trained dogs to deserving veterans in need. Service dogs can range anywhere from $15,000 to $35,000, $40,000. And for someone getting out of the military that's seeking support and help, having that sort of price tag is daunting. So we really wanted to be able to support the veterans to make sure that they're getting a dog that they need in their life at no charge.
I was in a very dark place. I was having suicidal thoughts, and I really needed an immediate help. We don't know if tomorrow is going to be there for us. So I found Shelter the Soldier online, and I reached out, and somebody contacted me within 24 hours. And in the next couple of weeks, I was already in the program meeting dogs.
Your View Community Spotlight is brought to you by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Flood.
An ADU is accessory dwelling unit, and it's become one of the most popular solutions to housing in the United States. We constructed this to provide housing for my mother, who is elderly.
Well, I wanted to downsize. At my age, that's what I wanted to do. Eric engaged the services of Murray Lambert, a top building company.
This is an 825 square foot structure, but it actually looks more like 1,000 because of the spatial considerations. Micah was great. He took the ball and ran with it and came up with this really great combination.
It always appealed to me, high ceilings. It gives a sense of space, of openness, and I like that. Oh, I would give this experience a 10 for sure. Plus, 10 plus.
For many consumers, sleeping at night should be an easy experience. For many, it's not. There are a number of reasons for that. Most notably, those that suffer from acid reflux or heartburn. There are also many individuals dealing with various pains or ailments. MedCline is a sleep solution company with our goal to allow people to have a healthy and peaceful night's sleep. And we do that with our therapeutic side sleeping systems. Our patented, clinically studied MedCline relief systems are designed to place an adult in an elevated side sleeping position, which can help them reduce the symptoms or issues they're dealing with. MedCline systems are registered with the FDA, and as a medical product, MedCline systems are qualified for use with FSA and HSA funds. For anyone looking for more information, you can visit medcline.com/sleepbetter.
I was injured in a car crash. I had no idea how much my case was worth. I called the Barnes firm.
When the truck hit my son, I had so many questions about his case. I called the Barnes firm. It was the best call I could have made.
Your case is often worth more than insurance offers. Call the Barnes firm to find out what your case could be worth. We will help you get the best result possible.
The Barnes firm. Injury attorneys. Call 1-800-8-million.
When someone you know has COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, things can progress very quickly, making them feel hopeless. But it doesn't have to be like this.
See, Mom, this place is going to be great for you. They're going to help you breathe better.
Pulmonary rehabilitation at La Mesa Rehab focuses on patient education and training. We use special therapies to improve your lungs, clear out mucus, and keep you out of the hospital. Pulmonary rehab is Medicare approved. Call now to see if you qualify or ask your doctor about La Mesa Rehab today.
Hey, Hoop fans, it's Victor Howell here, host of the NCAA Tournament Special, Breaking Down the Madness. Each week during the tournament, we'll assemble a panel of regional experts that follow your local team all the way to the Final Four. Highlights, predictions, interviews, and much, much more as we break down the madness right here on Your View.
Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and find your big fitness energy in a clean and spacious judgment-free zone. Deal in soon. See Home Club for details.
An ADU is an accessory dwelling unit, and it's become one of the most popular solutions to housing in the United States. We constructed this to provide housing for my mother, who is elderly.
Well, I wanted to downsize. At my age, that's what I wanted to do. Eric engaged the services of Murray Lambert, a top building company.
This is an 825 square foot structure, but it actually looks more like 1,000 because of the spatial considerations. Micah was great. He took the ball and ran with it and came up with this really great combination.
It always appealed to me, high ceilings. It gives a sense of space, of openness, and I like that. Oh, I would give this experience a 10 for sure. Plus, 10 plus.
Learn about the many health benefits of MedCline pillows, from easing shoulder pain, reflux relief, and just getting a great night of sleep. Watch Your Health only on Your View, Sundays at 4:30 p.m. Brought to you by MedCline. Sleep better, feel better, live better.
The #1 disease in the world, according to World Health Organization, is dental disease. For 25 years, we've had one of the most leading group dental practices in the country. Imagine you're a parent, you're a mom or a dad, and you have a 2-year-old that doesn't get any cavities, and you have a 12-year-old that has a soda habit and gets a ton of cavities. Well, how do you determine what oral care products to get? It's really mind-boggling that currently there does not exist an oral care product company that specializes for kids. So we thought this is a great opportunity to get into that space and revolutionize oral care for kids. We have every single product that every parent needs for every person in that family. It's very comprehensive. The next thing is we customize your oral care products. Someone who has a lot of gum disease probably requires different sets of oral care products that someone has a very, very healthy mouth. And it's also conveniently shipped to your home every 3 to 6 months. Make sure you go to supermouth.com and check out all the educational content, and of course check out our profile builder to get the right products for every family member.
Hey, Hoop fans, it's Victor Howell here, host of the NCAA Tournament Special, Breaking Down the Madness. Each week during the tournament, we'll assemble a panel of regional experts that follow your local team all the way to the Final Four. Highlights, predictions, interviews, and much, much more as we break down the madness right here on Your View.
Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and find your big fitness energy in a clean and spacious judgment-free zone. Deal in soon. See Home Club for details.
Welcome back. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew Show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
Yo, great friends. What's happening? Today is Monday. It is March 6th. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. So we haven't really talked yet about Padres spring training, and it's something we're going to obviously update every single day. I have seen recently a ton of, I wouldn't call them reports. I would just call them like rumors and maybe expectations. All this talk that we had last week about Juan Soto and when do you sign him, when's the right time, et cetera. There seems to be so much conversation out there about Juan Soto getting signed in some sort of monster historic deal before the season even really starts. And there's a lot of like baseball insiders that think this could actually go down before the start of the season. So I want to get to Juan Soto. Alex, you said right before the break, there's a new white queso. There's a new Will Myers.
Yeah.
Best Mexican food is in Charlotte, North Carolina. We'll get to that story coming up also. Speaking of Soto, injury, small injury, World Baseball Classic. There's kind of storylines there. So should we just jump in? What do you guys say? All right.
Let's do it.
Where should we start, Alex? You've got all the video. You've got all the sound bites. Where would you like to begin?
Just an update. Juan Soto did not depart with the rest of the Dominican Padre players to the World Baseball Classic. He has been dealing with a left calf strain, but his teammate / general manager, Nelson Cruz, who is the general manager of the Dominican Republic team, said he should be with the team by Friday. So
how funny is that Nelson Cruz of the Dominican Republic team. So he's the boss of the DR team, but he's a teammate of the Padres, and he's a employee / player with the Padres. That's kind of hard, I think.
Pretty wild.
Boss of one team and player on the other.
I think he's I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure he's like a player / GM for the Dominican.
Yeah.
I think he can play if they need him to. But yeah, that's got to be interesting, right?
So Juan Soto,
you call him boss now?
Yeah, right. So Juan Soto did not fly with who? With Manny Machado, with Nelson Cruz. Who else? Tatis isn't playing.
Right. I think that's it.
Yeah. So Soto did not fly to Florida with these other guys because of a tight calf, and the Padres medical team is continuing to work on him here.
Yeah.
Oh, here's your boy Kevin Acee. Here's a tweet from Acee. Go ahead.
Soto did not catch flight with Florida with the other Padres on the Dominican Republic's World Baseball Classic team. He's sticking around camp for at least a couple of days for treatment on left calf. Expectation remains that he will still play in the World Baseball Classic.
All right. I don't know if you guys caught this at all this weekend, but on Twitter, I saw that people were commenting about a guy. Everybody know who Jim Bowden is? Bowden, I think maybe and he's, I think, former Cincinnati Reds general manager who's now an analyst on the MLB Network. And he was on MLB Network radio, and he was talking about how the Padres could actually maybe sign Soto and get this deal done. Brown, did you catch up to any of this weekend? Did you hear any of this? Because I know you and I were going back and forth last week about when is the right time and how much will it cost. And somebody who's got, I would call it a bit more of an insider's perspective, had a different opinion than you and me.
I thought when I saw the report that this might be one of the few times Scott Boras will let his client sign before he gets to market, I found that to be scary for me, because that means that the big bucks are coming for this kid, this man. And if that is even on the table, then that means that Scott Boras has already had preliminary conversations with the Padres brass about the size of check we're talking here. So we may be backing up 2 Brinks trucks.
Yeah. Can I play it and then tell you what concerns me too, just about his particular
Yeah, all right.
opinion?
So this is Jim Bowden on MLB Network Radio, and here's what he says about the possibility of the Padres signing Juan Soto. Go ahead and play.
The interesting part about Soto, Scott Boras normally won't do a contract. He'll usually take the player to free agency, but he would have a different opinion if he could break a significant record with Soto. And so I could see him and Peter Seidler getting together with a deal, because he may be the one owner and the only owner that would give Scott Boras that record-breaking deal that he would want. He may be the only guy that would go 16 years or 17 years, and 450 to 500 million. He may be the only guy to do it. So if you're Scott, normally you like to get the free agency, but the way Peter Seidler is guaranteeing money with years and dollars and taking everyone into their 40s, if you're Scott, you have to sit there and go, even if I take him to free agency, does he really beat maybe what I can get here from the Padres?
Mm-hmm.
Does Peters is there a growing sense that Peter Seidler gets bamboozled for deals?
That's an interesting question because I think the other thing that I think I'm hearing and feeling from people out there, at least again in social media, is that the Padres have become the bad guys all of a sudden.
Which is funny.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Like
so
the Padres were the poor broke guys
Mhm.
for my entire 20 plus years in San Diego. And now nationally they've turned into kind of the bad guys because how dare they spend this kind of money?
I don't think that he's getting beat on deals. I think that he is just giving a little bit more than what the market is because Aaron Judge got a massive deal. The Twins finally signed Carlos Correa after two other teams was like, yeah, wait. Let me see your leg again. No deal. So and that's a 10-year deal. Judge is a 10-year deal. And so if you're talking about giving a 23-year-old guy a 16-year deal, okay, so what? Big deal.
I
don't even know if it's. I think there's a clause in the MLBPA about length of contracts.
Mhm.
Like every deal gets examined on an individual basis. 17 years would obviously be like the longest deal ever. And I think it would have to be approved to even get that far.
I would say if you're gonna, I need to see the year-to-year number. The idea that the balloon number being all of it at one, that's what catches your eye.
Yeah.
Show me the year-to-year money because that's when I saw the Manny contract. I went, okay, that's not bad. But when you hear it, the whole number, it's like, oh my God! Like I know it all adds up.
Right. Yeah, you hear 11 years, $350 million, you go, wow, that's a massive, crazy deal. But when you break it down and you look at it and you go, but he's only going to get paid this much money for these first few years, and then he gets all the big money later on. It all adds up, but it averages out to, $30+ million a year. But when you look at it, there seems to be, whether it's for luxury tax reasons or it's for, wiggle room reasons, he's already made so much money that he doesn't need that money right now per se.
Right.
Yeah. It's just interesting to think about, though, that if Scott Boras, the game's most powerful agent, if he really is thinking, listen, I got this guy to give Xander Bogaerts an 11-year deal, I can get anything from this guy.
Well,
pretty much.
But think about it the other way. Think about it from Peter Seidler's perspective. If you've got Tatis locked up for, was it 11 or 14 years? 14 years. And Tatis is about 23 or 24 years old, somewhere in that neighborhood, right?
I think they're like the same age. Yeah.
So if you've got Tatis locked up till he's 37, and you've got Bogaerts locked up till he's 40 or 41, and you've got Manny locked up now until he's 41-ish. If you sign Soto now, let's just call it, just for argument's sake, let's call it a 15-year deal. Now you've got those four guys locked up until they're either 37, 38, 40, 41. So you've got those four guys locked up between now, 2023, and call it 2034. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that's a long ways away, man.
A long time, man. That's a long time.
But it does give me great, excitement to think about having Soto, having those guys here right now for 5 years, like while you have the Darvish and the Musgrove deal, to have for sure Soto, Tatis, Machado, Bogaerts for sure for that same window. That's super exciting. Am I excited when they're all 38 years old? No, but am I excited for the next 5 years? Yes.
Yeah, because think about this. Well, what if, play this out. What if they signed Soto to a 15-year deal and you've got those four guys signed until 2030, whatever it is? Like the first 5 years of this thing, everybody's going to go crazy. The next 5 years, or maybe even the next, maybe it's years 7 through 10. When these guys are all now, Manny's 37, 38, Bogarts is 38.
Right.
You know,
but then you have Soto and Tatis at 30 in their prime.
Here's what the question is going to be.
Right. So that's kind of like
it works.
Why I like
it. Works.
I like it
Right.
because as Machado and Bogarts are
on the way
maybe
out
on a downtrend, Soto and Tatis should be at the top of their game.
They should be where Machado and Bogarts are today.
Right.
Better. At best, we could be having this conversation about these guys getting old with 3 or 4 World Series in your pocket. So their age won't matter. No one will care.
That's like the dream scenario, right? No one's going to care.
No one's going to care.
I mean, yeah, you'll care. But I think, right, Browner, you're so spot on. I think if the Angels would have won a World Series or two,
no one
with
would
Albert
care.
Pujols,
Nobody
would care.
Yeah.
Because that's what, now you've got what you wanted out of it. So now our guy's going to go out into the sunset in our uniform because that's what we want.
Yeah.
If Manny delivers 2 or 3 World Series titles within the span of this contract, the money won't matter to the fan base and it won't matter to the ownership because they'll be raining money in.
Something that we never talk about. The Padres aren't the only team doing this.
Right.
So other teams are going to be in the same position too. The Dodgers have locked up Mookie Betts till he's 40 some years old. No one, the Mets have locked up Lindor till he's 40 years old. Like they already got 2 40-year-old pitchers.
I was just about to say they just gave 2 40-year-old pitchers $35+ million. So
$45+ million.
The idea that the Padres are doing something that no one's ever seen before financially is ludicrous.
Baseball hasn't done this before.
But the Padres are doing something that baseball's never seen before.
Well, they're doing it from a Padres
baseball,
perspective. Yes.
Baseball's doing something that baseball hasn't done before. These contracts are, the Pujols Cano contracts are not
they're outliers.
Unusual anymore. They're average now.
Right, but here's why I think the Padres organizationally are getting a lot of hate from people around the country, because people know the Yankees, that's New York's team. And they know that the Mets have a multi-bazillionaire owner who's now just throwing money around. And they know that the Dodgers have always been, LA and big TV deals, et cetera, et cetera. The Padres are coming in like the Pirates or the Rays or the Reds or the Royals. The Padres are coming in with what has always been advertised as a small market team. So where people are, and again, I'm not 100% positive on this. I'm just getting it from social media. There's a vibe out there that the Padres are all of a sudden doing something that they shouldn't be allowed to do, to which Padre fans should be saying to everybody else around the country, screw you.
Can I disagree with that to a certain extent?
Go ahead.
When the Mets got a new owner and he started spending crazy amount of money, that's what was required in the city of New York to compete with a brand like the Yankees have. When the Padres organization basically did a turnover and said, hey, either you in or you out financially, and the guys who were not in got out, this is what the next turn was. So now it was essentially like, hey, a new guy's coming in, and now we're going to spend money similar to what the Mets did. The idea that it's just because it's San Diego. If the Cubs were spending like this, no one would say anything.
That's my point.
If the White Sox were spending, so we're in agreement.
That's my point.
The Padres could be what the Warriors turned into.
Yes.
If you keep winning, you become a powerhouse.
Yes.
I mean, listen,
powerhouses aren't built overnight. You have to go out there. The Warriors have been legit for a decade.
And what the Warriors did is that they left a crappy old arena in Oakland. They built a shiny new arena in downtown San Francisco, and they started to become the team of more of San Francisco and less of Oakland. San Francisco is where the money's at. Oakland is not where the money's at. The Padres had the ballpark, and they had the entertainment venue, and they had all the ancillary things. They just didn't have a winning product. And so I've explained it a million times. It doesn't take a business genius to figure this stuff out, and I don't have any inside information. It's just an outsider's perspective. Spend a ton of money on players, win more than you ever have before, charge more for tickets, charge more for beer, charge more for merch, charge more for parking, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And if your break even was $40 million when you had a $40 million payroll, now your break even is $250 when you have a $250 million payroll, and they'll probably be profitable. So the what Peter Seidler has done is he's just decided we can kind of flounder at 40 or 50 million and we can be a third place or fourth place team and no one's going to get excited. They're still going to come because it's a great family entertainment experience. But if we win, we could actually build something great. And it's not because Peter Seidler all of a sudden has Steve Cohen's money. Peter's rich and Peter comes from a lot of money and he comes from old school money. Peter's got investors who are ultra crazy wealthy like he is. And it's not Steve Cohen with his checkbook. It's a whole bunch of people behind Peter. This is why I love these t-shirts, the sustainable t-shirts that you've got on our merch shop, because people around the country don't think it's sustainable. And people here in San Diego are like, I'm not really concerned about sustainability. I'm concerned about winning. I'd like to actually see a championship before I die here in this town.
Which I think there will be. I genuinely feel like this team, if they stay healthy, I mean, they got as good of a chance as anybody in the league.
Our merch shop that you're showing off right now, 10% off. Or no, excuse me, I'm sorry, 20%. 20%.
20.
We didn't even know this until we checked it out. But the guys who do the shirts for us, they print them and send them. And their store is having a 20% store-wide sale. So if you were thinking about getting one of those Seidler shirts, 20% off. Get those White Krispies, Browner.
All day.
You know it. All right, Alex, you mentioned that maybe there's a new white queso on the Padres. Explain what happened, because I saw your tweet about this.
Oh, man. Yeah, so the Padres, they've been doing these interviews with players. They just ask them the question of the day as the players walk out of the clubhouse, and they're hilarious. They're really funny. So I believe on Friday night, I think it was Friday night, the question of the day was, what is your favorite, if you could only eat at one restaurant for the rest of your life, where would you eat? This was Ryan Weathers, the Padres' best pitcher 2 years ago.
Browner's boy.
Browner's boy. This was his answer to what, if you could only eat at one restaurant, where
Back
would
in my house in Florence, Alabama, there's a place called Rosie's Cantina. Best Mexican food I've ever had.
Rosie's Cantina.
Rosie's Cantina.
And where's it at? Where does he say?
Did he say Arkansas?
No, he didn't say. No, I'm somewhere in the South.
Oh, Alabama?
He said
Alabama. Then.
Best Mexican food I've ever had. Rosie's Cantina. Okay. All right. That's his opinion.
Right.
You know?
But then I saw it right away. I think I literally saw the video. I think it said like 30 seconds since posting. So I watched it right away. And I was like, did this dude just say? And I'll play it again. I was like, because I literally played it like 5 times. I was like,
Back in my house in Florence, Alabama, there's a place called Rosie's Cantina. Best Mexican food I've ever had.
Oh, he said it. Rosie's Cantina in Florence, Alabama.
Best Mexican food he's ever had.
Best Mexican food I've ever had. This guy played for the San Diego Padres I know he's been in El Paso for a while.
Another good place to get Mexican food.
Cut him some slack. Cut him some slack.
But still, around these parts, we all know what happens when you say it's the best Mexican food ever, and it's not in San Diego, especially if you're from Alabama or North Carolina, and you're dropping the best food ever, that it's in Florence, Alabama. I posted this. People went on under the comment section, and they're like, oh, no. I said, oh, no. That's literally my first reaction. I was like, oh, no. I know what's coming. I know what we did to Will Myers for the entire duration of his contract.
Yeah.
And I know what's coming Ryan Weathers' way.
Right.
But somebody smartened up, or Ryan Weathers is just smarter than Will Myers, because immediately, about, I think the next morning, or maybe like that night, Ryan Weathers tweets out, people, I apologize. I had a brain fart. The camera made me nervous, and I panicked.
Okay, let's just call it. But let's just call it timeout. Keep the tweet on the screen. I apologize. I had a brain fart. What? You had an opinion. This is my best. Hey, they asked me a question. It required immediate answer, and so I said Rosie's Cantina. That's the best Mexican food I've ever had. The camera made me nervous, bro. If the camera makes you nervous walking out of your clubhouse at spring training on your way to a practice, what should we all think about what's going to happen when the bright lights are on and it's Saturday night and you're playing against the Dodgers? Like, I feel bad for him because the Rosie's Cantina part was bad, which is cute, bad. And the apology is 10 times worse, way worse. I was nervous because the cameras were on. Bro, you're a major league pitcher. I know you're a young guy. But come on, dude. Really?
Yeah.
That's bad.
I do want to point out that I did my homework. Rosie's Cantina in Florence, Alabama. That's what he said, right? They have a variety of queso options.
Oh, really?
A variety of queso options. So maybe it's just the queso thing. They got chili con queso. They got deluxe blanco. They got deluxe queso, queso blanco. So they got a wide variety of queso options. So maybe that's the thing.
I don't know.
The Padres
Pictures on the menu look really good, as a matter of fact. Hey, I'm coming up. We'll get to some NFL news because the story from earlier in the day about Derek Carr signing with New Orleans. We'll get to that coming up. Quick reminder for everybody about our friends at Penske San Diego, PenskeSanDiego.com. If you're looking to buy or lease a new car or even certified pre-owned, just go to the website, PenskeSanDiego.com, PenSke, PenskeSanDiego.com. 12 local dealerships, 9 different brands, and a website that makes things fast and easy and actually a lot of fun. PenskeSanDiego.com. That's PenSke, PenskeSanDiego.com. Derek Carr to the Saints. Let's get to that story next. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios here in Kaplan and Crew.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew Tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Locally owned and operated, not some bland, uninspired, corporate, cookie-cutter radio station crap. We simply say to those stations, Q. The mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Murray Lampert now brings architectural and interior design to a whole new level for your remodel, ADU, or whole house build.
We're truly a team at Murray Lampert Design, Build, Remodel, and we don't take that lightly.
Visit murraylampert.com.
This is a huge wall. I'm sure it presented some challenges.
You're right, Sarah. And what it was in the model we noticed that it was too much wood. This was supposed to be clad. And with the beautiful stairs and railings, we realized that we need to come up with a different finish. So we used these reglets that are metal with the drywall, and it gave it this grid look that also matches up with the beams.
Wow, that came out beautiful. If you want to see how they conquered more design challenges, check out Our Family, Your Home.
When you're in pain, you need physical therapy that works, but you want to feel safe during these times. At La Mesa Rehab, your health is our business. We screen each patient, provide masks, and constantly sanitize our private individual treatment areas so you can focus on healing. The foundation of our physical therapy is education. Our therapists care and guide you through the healing process. Ask your doctor about La Mesa Rehab.
The best care you can have at La Mesa Rehab.
When you're adding companion units or ADUs to bring more value to your home, our experience plus our strong relationship with the city makes adding on easier for our homeowners.
At Murray Lampert, we listen to you first, then design and build. Visit murraylampert.com.
If you're going to count yourself as a fan of this radio station, you'll need to continuously ask yourself one basic question. Am I listening enough? Pro tip, wives are not a good source for input on this. This is the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio.
When you're adding companion units or ADUs to bring more value to your home, our experience plus our strong relationship with the city makes adding on easier for our homeowners.
At Murray Lampert, we listen to you first, then design and build. Visit murraylampert.com.
For many consumers, sleeping at night should be an easy experience. For many, it's not. There are a number of reasons for that, most notably those that suffer from acid reflux or heartburn. There are also many individuals dealing with various pains or ailments. MedCline is a sleep solution company with our goal to allow people to have a healthy and peaceful night's sleep. And we do that with our therapeutic side sleeping systems. Our patented, clinically studied MedCline relief systems are designed to place an adult in an elevated side sleeping position, which can help them reduce the symptoms or issues they're dealing with. MedCline systems are registered with the FDA, and as a medical product, MedCline systems are qualified for use with FSA and HSA funds. For anyone looking for more information, you can visit medcline.com/sleepbetter.
Welcome
Welcome to the Super Dentists, where kids are the center of our universe. Serving San Diego for over 25 years, the Super Dentists offer the newest dental technologies to provide safe and comfortable treatments for the entire family. We've reimagined the entire dental experience by creating a fun and engaging atmosphere featuring our heroic dentists and award-winning super crew. Book your appointment now. Extended hours and Saturday appointments available. Call or text 855-GO-SUPER or visit thesuperdentist.com.
Murray Lampert now brings architectural and interior design to a whole new level for your remodel, ADU, or whole house build.
We're truly a team at Murray Lampert Design, Build, Remodel, and we don't take that lightly.
Visit murraylampert.com.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
In 2011, I lost my